she's never been one to shy away from controversy, but Lady Gaga has dressed in meat, she's behaved like poultry, and she's taken product placement to a whole new level, and fans love her for it. But now her latest single is causing scandals of a whole new sort.
Now, days before the Christian world commemorates Easter, the Grammy winner's newest release is about loving the man who the Bible says betrayed Jesus. So has she really gone too far this time, or simply notched up another very successful marketing ploy that we're talking about all around the world? What impact can we expect from the controversial Gaga's newest release? Well, in the studio, we're now joined by marketing guru Matthew Bywater. Hi, Matthew. Music commentator Carla Bigsy Bignaska, and live from Hollywood, Jocelyn Davis from Clever TV. Hi, all. Matthew, first up, a week before Easter, this is a song, this has got to be very deliberately provocative.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? I mean, it's right on. It's spot on for Lady Gaga, the way they do things. It's all about shock. It's all about creating controversy. It seems to be part of her brand these days, so you'd have to think it's part of their campaign.
Yeah, she's seen by her fans and by some critics as being really sort of forward-thinking. Does that mean that we should expect every topic, is fair game?
Well, usually, taboo topics, religion, politics, sex, she seems to throw them all in one and have it go on at one time. Yeah, no, not every topic's fair game, and sooner or later you start alienating fans, particularly as those fans start to grow up and sort of transgress. So you've got to think that some time or another she will start to alienate some of those fans.
Yeah, Jocelyn, is it too much of a good thing or too much of a bad thing, maybe? I mean, is the novelty worn off? Are we getting sick of her wacky ways?
You know, I don't think you could say that anyone is getting sick of her. She has 9.5 million followers on Twitter. That makes her the most followed celeb, period. And I think people really tune in to see her, not even necessarily because they like her music, but just because they want to know what she's going to do next. She's unlike anyone out there right now.
OK, what do you think, Bigsy? I mean, she's been accused of copycatting Madonna. I mean, this use of religious symbolism, does that sort of hold up for you?
Well, I mean, she's made no, she hasn't hidden the fact that she uses Madonna as her idol, and she says that she's been brought up in a Catholic school and she's been there for 13 years. If you look at her latest Gaga vision, I don't know if you're onto that, she actually stops in front of one of her gigs and there's a protester and speaks with them, and they're protesting about how she's going to go to hell. And she's very, she's sitting there saying, I appreciate God and in my life, and the song is about how she's following Judas when she knows at the end of the day the love for Jesus is what she should be doing. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Madonna did it in her day for shock value, and I guess that's the same thing.
Sells records, huh? Jocelyn, the single's got the churches back up already, of course. The video isn't even out yet. More potential sacrilege is said to be on the cards. We can expect that, I'm sure. How will that affect sales, do you think?
Well, despite all of the controversy surrounding her right now, she is expected to enter the Billboard charts here in the U.S. at #1 this week. Already in the U.K., she entered the charts at number 14, and that was after her single was leaked at the very end of the week. So I don't see this affecting her sales at all. In fact, it's probably just going to improve them.
Matthew, when is the raw talent not enough? Is that the problem here, that if she just went back to singing on stage without all this stuff going on, is that the end of it?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I was touching on earlier, is that sooner or later the fans, particularly as they get older, and she's been around a few years, like you think of the great entertainers, like I'm sort of a bit biased, but someone like you too, it's just the raw talent alone that lasts and lasts and lasts over decades. Because sooner or later, the shock factor, what's she going to do next? What's she going to do to actually shock and sort of awe us next time?
How does she outdo herself?
Yeah, she's going to have to... I mean, how can you outdo Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
OK, we'll wait and see what happens. Thanks, everyone, for your time this morning. Thanks.
Remember the Beach Boys came out and they all had different Hawaiian shirts on? It was like, whoa, because they usually wore the same ones. And they wore different ones, and it was like, crazy stuff.